Do you know that in America, according to Unmarried America, there are over 106 million unmarried individuals? That makes up over 44% of the adult population. It seems clear that dating has become quite a fierce competition. Everyone wants to win. Yet a date doesn't always go as planned. Sometimes there is no spark, no attraction, or no value alignment. Then there are occasions when you start sabotaging the relationship right away. Here are some of the things to avoid doing on your first date. Are you ready? 1. Staying silent without asking. If you don't want awkwardness, here's one of the things to avoid doing on your first date: keeping silent. Try making conversations by asking questions, as it shows that you're interested in the guy. If you don't ask your date any questions, he'll assume you don't like him and lose interest in you quickly. If you're bashful or unsure what to ask, prepare a list of questions for different conversation topics ahead of time. 2. Bringing up your ex. Another thing that you shouldn't do on a first date is talking about your ex. For many people, this is a huge turnoff. It's usually a hint that you haven't totally moved on from your ex and that your current date is just a rebound. Talking about an ex-love makes your date question if you're ready for someone new. You're setting yourself up for failure if you start sentences with, "I used to date someone who." 3. Excessive talking, mostly about yourself. Make sure the communication is flowing back and forth, and don't make it difficult for the other party to speak. Try asking open-ended questions if the person you're with isn't talking much. It's best not to talk about yourself all the time without caring about your date's reaction or attitude. Also, don't scare him away with too many questions. That will make him feel uneasy, as if he's going for a job interview instead of a date. 4. Mentioning marriage or children. First dates aren't ideal to ask for his opinions about this subject. You don't know if you want to share a dessert, let alone a future, on your first date. It may also give the impression that you are hurrying the relationship for certain people. If you really want to know your date's thoughts towards this subject, you can ask questions like, "Tell me about your family," instead. His answer may offer you an indication of his desire toward establishing a family. 5. Wearing inappropriate clothes. You only get one chance to make a positive first impression. So one of the things to avoid doing on your first date is wearing barely there clothes, because that can make you appear easy or loose. Also, don't arrive dressed for the gym. Look good, but don't overdo it. On a first date, a girl should stick to one of two rules: either show her legs or her chest, but never both. This way, you'll be well balanced, and your date will have some room for his imagination. 6. Sleeping with him. Don't have sex with your date right away if you genuinely want a committed relationship and for him to take you seriously. That's another thing that you shouldn't do on a first date with a guy. Having sex on the first date will cloud your judgment. If he doesn't call back, you'll waste a lot of time analyzing, stalking, and even asking him out on a second and third date yourself. Just because he had sex with you doesn't mean he's interested. If you care about his interest, wait to sleep with him. 7. Returning to his or your place. This is risky. Even if you know the guy and think he's a pussycat, he could change into a tiger when you're alone with him. It will also certainly lead to boredom or sex, which you don't want on your first date. So that's one of the things to avoid doing on your first date with a guy. 8. Discussing controversial issues. While knowing where your date stands on finances, religion, the future, or politics is essential, don't bring it up on your first date. If you two don't agree on everything, it might lead to conflicts and awkward situations. You may be looking for a life mate, but you're putting the cart before the horse here. Simply stay away from obscure and thought-provoking issues. Get to know the guy and don't jump to conclusions. 9. Being too self-deprecating. This means don't reveal all of your shortcomings on a first date. Low self-esteem is less attractive than modesty. It's acceptable to make one self-effacing joke, but not a series of them. Here's an example: telling your date you're lousy at dating. It's akin to the director announcing that the movie is terrible before it even starts. It suffocates whatever motivation or interest the guy might have had for you. 10. Forgetting your manners. On a date, it's shockingly simple to forget your manners, but that doesn't mean you'll get away with it. If the guy is paying the bill, simply thank him. Be polite to the waiter as well. This is one important factor among the things to avoid doing on your first date. A person with good manners will be remembered above someone who can't even say please when asking to pass the salt. Going on first dates should be about having fun and enjoying yourself. You might have known what to talk and how to act on your first date. But it's also essential to remember the 18 things to avoid doing on your first date. Don't forget to pay attention to small details while you're having fun. It's time to get out there and seize the opportunity to meet your love. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel and visit our website at shinetolove.com.